Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Rafidan Zulak Yudina. I'm from medical student from Unishola and from EMP 7. Before we discuss the topic, if you want to ask something, you can ask me in the comment below. Okay, today I will present about Consort 2010 checklist of information to include when reporting randomized trial. Okay, and my presentation is take about 10 until 15 minutes, I think. So for the first item or first checklist 1A, identification as a randomized trial in the title. Okay, in the title. Okay, you can see in the title there is a randomized word. So, for the next item or 1B, structured summary of trial design, method, result, and conclusion. And in this article, the abstract is structured as have method, result, and conclusion too. Okay, for the checklist number 2A, scientific background and explanation of rationale. Okay, you can see this article talk about lung cancer screening, and another thing that you can see in the introduction part. You can read the introduction part as well. And next, for the second B, specific objective or hypothesis. Okay, you can see in the paragraph the sentence a telephone based intervention blah 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 until documentation of effectiveness. Okay, that's mean specifics objective. Next, for method section or number 3A, description of trial design including allocation ratio. Okay, you can see in the paragraph there is a ratio. Okay, you can see it. And I think number 3B is not reported in this article, so we just move on to number 4A about eligibility critical criteria for patient. You can see in the paragraph the criteria for the participant about their age. So, and next one for B, settings and location where the data were collected. The data collected in location in regional health center, all in Alberta. All written in the sentence, so it's easy. And for number 5, the intervention for each group with sufficient details to allow replication, including how and when they were actually administered. I'm sorry. You can see in the paragraph there is intervention word. Next, for number 6A, completely defined pre-specific primary and secondary outcome measure, including how and when they were assessed. You can read, I think, okay, LDCD result positive or negative, as well as intent to quit in the following 30 days. I think it's obvious, okay. And for number 6B, I think there is no reported on this in this article. So next one, number 7A, how sample size was determined. Okay, you can see okay, you can see the sentence, the first sentence, the size blah 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 blah, that's so the sample size. And for number 7b, when applicable, explanation of any intern analysis and stopping guidelines, you can read that no intern analysis or stopping guidelines were planned, with data analysis planned once all participants had reached the primary endpoint assessment date of 1 year post randomization. And for number 8a, method used to generate the random allocation sequence. You can see on the page 3 that highlight with green color. You can read that is checklist number 8a. And for number 8b, type of randomization, details of any restriction such as blocking and block size. Okay, wait. 8b. You can read that in the paragraph, block size was 4 in the sentence. Was 4 for the LDCD positive strata and 8 for the negative ones. Okay. For next, number 9, mechanism used to implement the random allocation sequence, such as quality number contains, describing any steps taken to control the sequence until intervention were assessed. Okay, number 9. I think this because you can read the paragraph, the sentence, baseline demographic according to allocation group as detailed in table 1. The groups were well matched apart from more frequent history of depression in the intervention arm. What's that? Next, for number 10, who generate the random allocation sequence, who enrolled participant and who assist participant to intervention. Okay. You can see enrollment was completed by phone interview with a study coordinator. Okay. And the next checklist, number 11a, if done, who was blamed after assessment to intervention, or for example, participant can provide those assignment outcomes and how. Okay, number 11a. You can see there is a sentence blah 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 at blending of blah blah blah. Okay, it's simple. For 11b, if relevant, description of the similarity of intervention. Okay, you can see in the page number 3 with blue highlight. Next is number 12a, statistical methods used to compare groups for primary and secondary outcomes. Okay, 12a, where you are? Okay. You can see in this paragraph have a lot of numbers, the percent, something like that. And for 12b, methods for additional analysis such as subgroup analysis and adjusted analysis. You can see there is a word no additional attempts, blah 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 blah. Next, for result section number 13a. For each group, the numbers of participants who were randomly assessed received intern treatment and were analyzed for the primary outcome. In the paragraph, where number 13a, the paragraph of 13a. There you are. In this paragraph, I think it discuss about the number of participants. You can see in the percentage. Yeah, you can read the first sentence. And next, for 13b, for each group, loss and exclusion after randomization together with revision. 13b. Because in the sentence you can see participants lost to follow up or unable to blah 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 blah. Yeah, that's the narration. You can read it for a full paragraph. And next, for number 14a, that's defining the periods of recruitment and follow up. Is clearly because it is written. Because it is written follow up to 12 months was very high. Where it is, yeah. And for number 14b, I think there is no reported in this article, so just move to next checklist. For number 15, a table showing baseline demographic and clinical characteristic for each group. And for number 15 is very easy because you can clearly see the table is big. Is very big for number 15, so I think it's the most easy checklist. For number 16, for each group, number of participant denominator include in each analysis and whether the analysis was by original assessment group. Number 16. You can I think you can read the reason that written at least one point contact was achieved with cessation cellular for 126 of 171 participation in the active intervention arm, whereas only 12 of 174. Next, for number 17a, for each primary and secondary outcome result for each group and the estimate effect size and its precision. And number 17b, for binary outcome presenting of both absolutely and relative effect size is recommended. you can see both checklists in page number 4. This is page number 4 in green highlight. And I think checklist number 18 and number 19 is not reported in this article, so yeah. Next is discussion section or number 20, trial limitation addressing sorts of potential bias imprecision and if relevant multiple of analysis. Checklist number 20. Oh yeah, you can see the word limited on the sentence. So yeah, for number 21, I think there is not reported in this article too. So yeah, we just keep move on. Next, number 22, interpretation consistent with result balancing benefit and harms and considering other relevant evidence. I think this is because in the second sentence we found blah blah blah. That means it is the one of the result, I think. Number 23, registration number and name of trial registry. Okay. where number 23? Oh, okay. You can read it. Registered in a clinical trial database NCT 0243196 and 2. And number 24, where the full trial protocol can be assessed if available. Uh, 24. I think it's clearly obvious. You just can read it. The study was approved by the Health Research Ethics Board of Alberta Cancer Committee. Protocol REBA CC 160496. And for the last checklist or checklist number 25, source of funding and other support such as supply of drugs, role of funders. Okay. 25. Oh yeah. You can read no public or funded lung cancer screening program was in place in Alberta or in Canada at the time of the study. So it's obvious to so clearly you can read it in the sentence of the article. And I think that's it. My presentation for today. And thank you for your attention, for watching my presentation video from beginning until this moment. Okay, and I'm sorry if I have or I make a lot of mistake when I presented the topic, today's topic. So yeah, one more time I say thank you to you guys, and I think that's it. Thank you one more time. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you.